They provided various street trees and screening shrubbery along the vehicular areas adjacent to the streets. Along the backs of the building, they provided for some screening of mechanical equipment that will be on the back and on the south side of the building. There's also some landscaping material used to screen the trash enclosure in addition to the enclosure. This outlined area in blue is some landscaping screening for the loading area, just to soften that activity on the site. Additionally, they're proposing some landscaping around a proposed monument sign. The details of the monument sign were provided in the staff report or the site plan documents. There's also a proposed sign on the front of the building and one proposed sign on the canopy structure. While the approval process for those signs is not through the site plan, we ask for those details just so visually you will know how they relate to the site and the structure and those details. There was a question regarding the additional note section on the landscaping plan. Note number 6 typically refers to planning details, but if it's a concern to the commission that it could be regarding whether the landscaping plan could be altered at the discretion of Casey's, we would recommend that a condition be added to remove that note. I've talked with the applicant about it. It's one of those standard notes that we often see on there, but if the commission's not comfortable with it, please add that as a condition. Excuse me. Staff would be comfortable with that proposal if the commission would like to do that. Some traffic concerns, just some things that I wanted to point out before I try to address some other issues. The applicant is proposing changing the painting on Madison Street to add a left-hand turn lane. This will help address any movement onto the site and allow for the left-turning traffic to move out of the way of the through traffic. And I just wanted to clarify about the level of service description in the traffic area. It talks about eastbound left turn movements. This is the movement that they're talking about. It's eastbound left turn, so you would be going north. The traffic study shows that the AM peak hour, which is approximately 7 o'clock, in that time, for a short period of time, the level of service is F. And the traffic study also indicates that by the end of this year, the PM peak hour, which is roughly 5 o'clock, will also function at the level of service F. While this wait does occur, there is minimal other traffic affected, being that we do have dedicated left-hand turn lanes. The right-hand flow traffic can occur without those wait affecting them. Additionally, the traffic impact study says that this intersection does not yet warrant a traffic signal. As I had discussed last month as part of the preliminary plat, warranting a signal is not based on one situation. It's based on a grouping of considerations such as traffic flows, the amount of traffic flow, various other things. At this time, a level of service F at the AM and the PM in one direction does not warrant that traffic signal, though it does pop it up on the radar a little more to, you know, keep it in our mind. This is something that we'll have to take a traffic signal at some point in the near future. Staff report also talks about spacing of the access, both on Madison and Moonlight. While the access along Madison does meet the spacing requirements, the access along Moonlight does not. These are based on the traffic or the access management standards codes. These are not like a zoning ordinance. They are based on traffic standards that are used across the country. There's also things that are taken into consideration as they were here. Site constraints are something that are taken into consideration. If you don't have the access at this point, you push it further south where it meets the spacing requirements. Well, that could impact the undeveloped property to the east, may make it harder to develop. Or not in this situation, but in other situations, it could push it closer to an existing driveway and create conflict points there. So with that, and with a site distance analysis, the finding was made that this driveway spacing would be adequate. Staff does recommend approval of the site plan with the following conditions. The applicant shall provide ingress and egress agreements prior to the issuance of a building permit. The 10-foot concrete trail on the north side of the property should be constructed, and any improvements to the corner regarding improvements for ADA access shall be made. Stormwater, sanitary sewer systems shall be addressed in public improvement plans at the building permit process. Excuse me. And pavement markings on Madison Street shall be shown as part of the submitted public improvement plans.
Thank you. Do we have a presentation from the applicant, or just here for questions?
Here for questions.
Thank you. Questions from the commission for either staff or the applicant?
I have a question about the landscape discretion being up to Casey. I don't know who I'm supposed to address this to. You said we could remove that they would have discretion to change the landscape?
We don't feel that they have that discretion.
Oh, I see.
But typically it refers more towards the planting details, and Jeff can maybe speak a little more towards that. It's pretty insignificant. So if the commission feels not comfortable having it on there, I would recommend just adding a condition that states removal of that comment.
What was the comment again exactly? I'm sorry.
On number 6 of the landscape plan.
It's at the very top. There's a section that says additional landscaping notes. It's number 6. I don't.
On the
actual,
big
yeah. It's the very last one, I believe, of the site. Yeah.
It says, should any conflicts between notes on the sheet and Casey's specifications occur, Casey's specifications shall take precedence.